Hello, my name is Daniela Bettis, and today I'm going to be talking about universities with the top CSDO programs here in Texas. So first off, I just wanted to talk a little bit about my personal background. I graduated from Coffin Early College High School back in May of this year. So Coffin Early College High School is in Ravenna, Texas, which is about 20 minutes south of Kingsville. Prior to high school graduation, I graduated with an Associates of Arts degree from Coastal Bend College. So because of that, I am considered a junior here at Texas A&M University Kingsville. I am a CSDO major with a psychology minor, and throughout high school, I really didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I just knew that I wanted to help people as much as I could, and I wanted it to be somewhat medical, but CSDO covers the medical side and the helping side, so I thought it'd be a perfect choice. So I'm going for that and I'm just hoping for the best. So, what is CSDO? CSDO stands for Communication Sciences and Disorders. A degree in CSDO prepares students with the qualities needed to care for individuals with speech and language disorders, voice disorders, and swallowing disorders. A career path that you can follow with this degree is speech-language pathology. So that is exactly what I am going for. I am looking forward to becoming a speech-language pathologist. So like I said before, speech-language pathology is the career path that most people follow with a CSDO degree. Um, the need for speech-language pathologists is expected to increase by about 25% within the next decade. Speech-language pathologists can help both children and adults. So, with children, about 1 in every 12 children are born with a communicative disorder. So, whether it's stuttering or just something having to do with their communicative system, about 1 in every 12 kids have that. So, what we do is we try to reduce the communication disorder as much as possible. For example, for a child that stutters, we are going to try to decrease the amount of times they stutter in a sentence rather than try to make them stop stuttering completely. We know that is an unrealistic goal, and we are just trying to help them better themselves with the disorder itself. Along with the disorder and the actual problems they have with it, there are a lot of feelings that come along with that. So a lot of times children really feel bad about their disorder. They feel excluded and they just feel like overall they have hard feelings about it, which is completely expected because children, they're still growing up. It's nothing they can control. So what we try to do is we try to make sure that they have that support system that they need, make sure that they can talk to us if they need to, talk to their parents. We are there as much as possible for when they need us. When it comes to adults, most of the time we help with stroke patients and TIA patients, which are basically mini strokes. So what happens during a stroke is the brain, it shuts down partially. So the patient that suffered from the stroke sometimes has to relearn certain tasks. For example, some patients need to relearn how to write or walk, and in our case, patients need to relearn how to talk. So what we do is we just basically try to help them relearn those how to talk. So for all graduate programs, we are going to be required to have 400 hours of clinical practice and 325 of those hours have to be on a graduate level, excuse me. and we are required to do the curriculum at that specific school. All schools basically have the same curriculum, but some schools might have more than others, or some schools might have less. It just all depends on the school itself. So I have researched 5 different schools, and the final schools that made the cut were Baylor University, Texas A&M University, Kingsville, Texas Tech University, University of Texas at Austin, and University of Texas at Dallas. So with all these schools, it's a lot of, I feel, repetitive. I feel that all schools, they all require the same things, so I'm not going to go and individually say what they do, but all schools are going to usually have a clinical program at the school itself or around the school that these graduate students are able to partake in, because clinical hours are needed. So all schools are going to have that when it comes to this specific degree. So we are going to start off with Baylor University. Baylor University is located in Waco, Texas. The praxis exam passing rate, a 3-year average, is 95%. And if you are confused, a praxis exam is basically the final exam that a graduate student needs to take to ensure that you can become a speech language pathologist. You have to pass the test. The program completion rate, the 3-year average at Baylor, is 98%. The employment rate 1 year after graduation for this school is 96%. The amount of students accepted this year were 26 students, and I couldn't really get an estimate on how many students applied, but when I called, because I did call this school specifically, they said that about 25 students were accepted out of about 400 applicants. So if my math is correct, I believe that is about 8% or so, somewhere around there. But it all depends on which school. Their acceptance rates are all different. I just couldn't get um, a clear idea of the exact acceptance rate. So I just put the students accepted this year. The tuition cost here for the fall and spring semester combined for 15 hours, that is a full-time college student, would cost around $70,424 on average. So this is just an estimate. It wouldn't be that for sure. So this number did shock me, but I do understand this is a really good university and some people can afford to pay that amount of money on a school. So the next school that I'm going to be going over is Texas A&M University, Kingsville, our school. So it is located here in Kingsville, Texas. The praxis exam passing rate here, a 3-year average, is 86%. So not the best, not what I'd like to see, but it's pretty up there still. The program completion rate here is 94%, pretty good. The employment rate 1 year after graduation is about 80% or so. The students accepted this year, 2023, were about 32 students. And the tuition cost, if I did my calculations right online, for the fall and spring semester combined for about 15 hours would be around $9,354. So I'm not saying this is the exact price that is going to be, but it is going to be around this area. Next up, we have Texas Tech University. Texas Tech is located in Lubbock, Texas. The praxis exam passing rate here, a 3-year average, is 100%. It's really good. The program completion rate here is, for the 3-year average, is 97%. Employment rate 1 year after graduation is 100%. 40 students were accepted this year for the graduate school, and it would cost around $11,098 on average, again for the fall and spring semester for 15 hours. So when I look at Texas Tech University, I see that they have really good statistical rates, and I see that it's not too much money, it's not too little money. I feel like that is a good amount of money that someone would spend on a graduate program each year. Or yeah. So next up we have University of Texas at Austin, located in Austin, Texas. The practice exam passing rate here, the 3-year average is 100%. The program completion rate, 3-year average, is 93%. Employment rate 1 year after graduation is 97%. This year, 64 students were accepted. So that is a good chunk of students. That is a good amount of students, I feel like. Again, I didn't know exactly how many applicants there were, but I feel like there was probably quite a bit. Tuition costs, it would cost around $37,060 for the fall and spring semester for 15 hours. So this is a little bit higher priced, but again, it's not horrible. There could be a lot worse. Plus, students are still able to get scholarships and things of that nature. Texas helps a lot when it comes to paying for school. And finally, here we have University of Texas at Dallas. So this is located in Dallas, Texas. The practice exam passing rate, 3-year average, is 98% here. The completion rate, the 3-year average, is 99%, and the employment rate 1 year after graduation is 100%. So statistically, this is looking pretty good. Students accepted in 2023, there was about 27 students that were accepted this year. So it would cost around $19,622 for the fall and spring semester, taking 15 hours. So this is I feel like it's a pretty good amount of money. It's not too much, and again, not too little. So next up, I am just going to be going over the statistics of all of them. So what I have done is put them all side by side so we could just see the best option for each category. So for example, Texas Tech University and University of Texas at Austin have the best practice exam passing rates, and just goes on from there. And one common factor I see here is Texas Tech. Texas Tech is highlighted in every section. They have a good amount of students accepted. They have really good rates when it comes to statistics. The money, it's not too much and it's not too little. I feel like it's just right. So all in all, I feel like Texas Tech is one of the better universities, but they are all excellent schools, and it all just depends on what you want to do, where you want to go, how much money you want to spend on school, and just how far you want to travel, if you have to go far or if you want to stay close. It just all depends on the person itself. But in this next case, I am, when it comes to recommendations, I am making groups of income. So for low income families, average income families, and high income families, just to see what our options are based on money. When it comes to the performance itself of the school, all these schools do an excellent job of doing what they need to do, which is teaching their students. All schools have great rates. They have good statistics all the way around. But money, I feel like, is a very important factor when it comes to school, because some people can afford more than others and some afford less than others. So finally, for low-income families, I would recommend Texas A&M University, Kingsville, or Texas Tech University. For average income families, I would recommend Texas Tech University or University of Texas at Austin. And finally, for high-income families, I would recommend University of Texas at Dallas or Baylor University. Again, this is all just recommendations based off of the research that I have done. I know that not everyone is going to go by this. It all depends on the person themselves and what they choose to do with their money and what they choose, just overall what the person themselves wants. So all I have left is my reference sheets. I have all my references listed here for you. I hope that this presentation was informational, and I hope anyone can learn something from this. I know I have learned so much that I didn't even think I was going to think about until graduate school came upon me. So, doing this research beforehand while I'm um still in undergraduate school, I feel like this information is going to help me a lot when it comes to trying to find the perfect graduate school. Thank you. I hope you have learned something today. Have a good day.